Hi, my name is Maddie Neal, and I've decided to do my assignment just as a YouTube video. So, what is embodiment? Embodiment is the connection between the body and the brain. It is how the outside world affects our bodies and our brains. It refers to how people physically experience their social, cultural, and environmental conditions. It means that the body is not just biological, it also reflects a person's life experiences, including things like stress, poverty, racism, gender roles, and trauma. Both of these case studies demonstrate embodiment of social and cultural values as well as inequality. So I would like to first reference the counting bodies on future engagements with science studies in medical anthropology, because this article explains that anthropologists should focus less on finding perfect definitions of health and more on understanding how medical and non-medical worlds interact with each other. This is a form of embodiment that health isn't just about the body itself, but it's about how the body is treated, measured, and understood in real life, and how that reflects culture, inequality, and practice. I would like to reference Fresh Fruit, Broken Bodies also, because it shows how embodiment means the body reflects the social conditions that the person's put in. In Fresh Fruit, Broken Bodies, we see how frame workers, these workers that are seen as temporary people, their bodies are harmed by racism, unfair labor systems, and discrimination. Their bodies tell the story of a broken system. This is exactly what embodiment helps us understand in medical anthropology. And for the first case study, Black mortality, it demonstrates embodiment by showing how social and cultural inequality for African Americans literally gets under their skin and affects not only their mental but physical health. Black women are exposed to gendered racism, which means it's the combination of racism and sexism throughout their lives. This constant stress triggers biological wear and tear, a concept explained by the weathering hypothesis. So an example of embodiment would be a 22-year-old Black woman may have a maternal mortality risk equal to that of a 35 or 40-year-old white woman. This shows that social inequality has physically aged their bodies. Another example is Tori Bowie from our video, American Black Women Face Disproportionately High Rates of Maternal Mortality. The Olympic athlete Tori Bowie died of complications from childbirth. An autopsy report underscores the tragedy because of her death at the age of 32. She was 8 months pregnant, according to the report, when she passed away. What surprised me the most was the fact that the young Black women face the same issues as elderly or middle-aged white women. And what angered me the most was that Black women die at twice the rate of white women. I would also like to reference the reading Gendered Racism on the Body, an intersectional approach to maternal mortality in the United States, because this study looks at maternal mortality in the US between 2015 and 2019. It uses a theory called weathering, like I stated earlier, which says that Black women age faster health-wise because of the constant stress from racism and sexism. This makes pregnancy more dangerous for them even in their younger ages. So my second case study about disease and frame workers. These frame workers who are migrants and work under harsh conditions, and these individuals are especially vulnerable during disease outbreaks for a few reasons. It's because frame workers often live in crowded and unsanitary housings and have little access to health care. They work in physically exhausting environments, and unfortunately these people can be seen as disposable, so therefore they're not given the same accommodations as other more temporary workers. So embodiment here means that workers' bodies carry the physical effects of their social status, higher rates of illness, injuries, and elderly aging due to hard labor and poor care. And so what surprised me about this was that high infection and death rates were preventable for these people, because frame workers often have very high rates of illnesses, not because of personal choices, but because of their crowded housing and lack of health care and their inhumane working conditions. And what angered me the most about this was that many frame workers feel like they can't speak out about their dangerous conditions because of fear of losing their jobs, being deported, or retaliation, or any type of backlashing. It is very enraging that the people that keep our industries going are used and not heard. So that is my reflection on these case studies.